Hello, and welcome to my channel.
Emma's breath hung in the air, crystallizing into tiny ice crystals as she stepped out of her cozy cottage. The village was nestled in the heart of the snowy mountains, surrounded by towering pines and glistening white landscapes. Winter had cast its spell, turning the world into a magical wonderland. As Emma walked through the village, she couldn't help but marvel at the beauty around her. The rooftops were adorned with icicles, reflecting the soft glow of the streetlights. The sound of children's laughter echoed through the frosty air as they played in the snow, their rosy cheeks contrasting against the pure white backdrop. The snow festival was just a week away, and anticipation filled the village. It was a time when the villagers celebrated the enchantment of winter, and Emma's excitement bubbled within her. She loved everything about this season: the crisp air that filled her lungs, the way the snowflakes danced on her eyelashes, and the way the village seemed to come alive with a sense of magic. Emma's cottage was a quaint little house with a thatched roof and a chimney that billowed smoke into the wintry sky. Inside, a fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow on the wooden furniture and cozy rugs. The walls were adorned with paintings and sketches, capturing the essence of winter in all its glory. Emma had always possessed a natural talent for art, but it was during winter that her creativity truly flourished. The snow became her canvas, and with her skilled hands, she could transform it into magnificent creations. Her studio was a small wooden cabin tucked away in a corner of the village. Inside, a fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow on her tools and sculptures. The walls were adorned with sketches and paintings, capturing the essence of winter in all its glory. Emma would spend hours on end in her studio, lost in a world of imagination. With each stroke of her chisel, she brought life to her sculptures, capturing the delicate intricacies of nature. Her creations seemed to breathe with a vitality that was both awe-inspiring and captivating. Please support my channel by liking and subscribing. Emma's passion for art burned brightly within her. She had always possessed a natural talent for sculpting, but it was during winter that her creativity truly flourished. The snow became her canvas, and with her skilled hands, she could transform it into magnificent creations. Her studio was a small wooden cabin tucked away in a corner of the village. Inside, a fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow on her tools and sculptures. The walls were adorned with sketches and paintings, capturing the essence of winter in all its glory. Emma would spend hours on end in her studio, lost in a world of imagination. With each stroke of her chisel, she brought life to her sculptures, capturing the delicate intricacies of nature. Her creations seemed to breathe with a vitality that was both awe-inspiring and captivating. One chilly morning, as Emma sat in her studio, surrounded by half-finished sculptures, a gentle breeze blew through the window, carrying with it the sweet scent of pine trees. It whispered secrets in her ear, urging her to create something extraordinary. Inspiration struck like a lightning bolt, and Emma knew exactly what she wanted to sculpt: a larger-than-life snowman that would capture the essence of winter and enchant the villagers. She could already envision its rounded belly, carrot nose, and coal eyes twinkling with mischief. With renewed excitement, Emma gathered her tools and stepped outside into the snowy landscape. The snow crunched beneath her boots as she surveyed the area, searching for the perfect spot to bring her creation to life. After much consideration, Emma settled on a small clearing in the village square. The spot was surrounded by towering pine trees, their branches heavy with snow. It was a place where the snowfall was abundant, and the magic of winter seemed to linger in the air. As the snow festival approached, Emma's artistic ambitions grew. She wanted to create something truly extraordinary, something that would capture the essence of winter and enchant the villagers. And so, she decided to sculpt a larger-than-life snowman. Emma poured her heart and soul into the project. She meticulously shaped each detail, from the snowman's rounded belly to its carrot nose. Late one night, as she was putting the finishing touches on her creation, something extraordinary happened. The snowman came to life. Emma couldn't believe her eyes as she watched the snowman blink and move. She took a step back, her heart pounding with a mixture of awe and disbelief. The snowman turned its head towards her, its coal eyes twinkling with a mischievous glint. "Hello," Emma stammered, her voice barely a whisper. The snowman smiled, its mouth curving into a wide grin. "Hello, Emma," it replied in a voice that sounded like the gentle rustling of leaves. "I have been waiting for you." Emma's mind raced with a million questions. How was this possible? Was she dreaming? But as she looked into the snowman's eyes, she saw truth and sincerity. "You're alive," she finally managed to say. The snowman nodded. "Thanks to your artistry, I have been brought to life. Your talent is truly remarkable." Emma's astonishment turned into wonder. She realized that her sculptures had a power beyond what she had ever imagined. Her art had the ability to breathe life into the world around her. The snowman began to share his story with Emma. He explained that he was once a powerful wizard who had been trapped in the form of a snowman by an evil sorceress. For centuries, he had been waiting for someone with Emma's artistic abilities to set him free. "At first, I thought it was mere legend," the snowman said. "But when I saw your sculptures, I knew that you were the one who could break the curse." Emma was hesitant to believe such a fantastical tale, but there was something in the snowman's eyes that convinced her. She felt a connection, a bond that went beyond words. "I will help you," she said firmly. "We will find a way to break the curse." The snowman's smile widened. "Thank you, Emma. With your talent and determination, I believe we can succeed." And so, Emma and the snowman embarked on a magical adventure to find the sorceress's hidden lair. They traversed through the snowy mountains, their footsteps leaving imprints on the untouched snow. The air was crisp and filled with anticipation as they ventured into the unknown. Emma and the Snowman trekked through the snowy mountains, their breath mingling with the frosty air. The landscape stretched out before them, a pristine white canvas waiting to be explored. The sun cast a golden glow on the snow-covered peaks, creating a breathtaking vista that took Emma's breath away. As they walked, Emma couldn't help but marvel at the beauty around her. The towering pines stood tall and proud, their branches weighed down by blankets of snow. The silence was broken only by the soft crunch of their footsteps and the distant call of a winter bird. Along the way, they encountered various magical creatures, talking squirrels, mischievous fairies, and wise old owls. Each encounter tested their resolve and forced them to rely on their combined creativity and resourcefulness. Emma's belief in the power of art grew stronger with each passing moment. The Snowman would often regale Emma with tales of his adventures before he was turned into a snowman. He spoke of majestic castles hidden in the mountains, where wizards and witches practiced their ancient arts. He described enchanted forests filled with mythical creatures and secret caves that held untold treasures. Emma listened intently, her imagination running wild with the possibilities. She could almost see the castles rising from the mountaintops, their turrets reaching for the sky. She could almost hear the whispers of the creatures that inhabited the forests, their voices carried by the wind. The journey was not without its challenges. Emma and the Snowman faced treacherous terrains, riddles that tested their wit, and tests of courage that pushed them to their limits. But they never wavered. They relied on their friendship and Emma's artistic skills to navigate through each hurdle. She would sculpt bridges out of ice, fashion tools out of snow, and even create illusions to confuse their enemies. With every victory, Emma's confidence in her abilities grew, and she started to realize the true potential of her art. One particularly challenging obstacle they encountered was a frozen lake that stood between them and their destination. The ice was thick and unforgiving, and there seemed to be no way across. But Emma refused to give up. With determination in her eyes, she began to sculpt a magnificent ice bridge. Her hands moved with a grace and precision that seemed almost magical. She shaped the ice with her chisel, creating intricate patterns that sparkled in the sunlight. As she worked, the Snowman watched in awe. "Your talent knows no bounds," he said. "You have the power to shape reality with your art." Emma smiled, her heart filled with a sense of purpose. She knew that her art was more than just a hobby, it was a gift that had the power to change lives. After a long and arduous journey, Emma and the Snowman finally reached the sorceress's lair, a dark and foreboding cave hidden deep within the mountains. The air was thick with magic, and Emma felt a mixture of fear and determination. She knew that breaking the curse would require all of her artistic talents. As they stepped into the cave, the temperature dropped, and shadows danced on the walls. The sound of dripping water echoed through the narrow passages, adding to the sense of foreboding. Emma clutched her chisel tightly, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The cave was vast and labyrinthine, its walls covered in ancient symbols and runes. The air was heavy with the scent of moss and dampness, and the sound of dripping water echoed through the darkness. Emma's heart raced as she followed the snowman deeper into the cave, their footsteps echoing against the stone floor. As they ventured further into the depths, the cave seemed to come alive with eerie whispers and flickering shadows. Emma's grip on her chisel tightened as she felt a shiver run down her spine. She knew that they were getting closer to their goal, but the darkness seemed to grow thicker with each step. Suddenly, they came upon a large chamber bathed in an ethereal blue light. In the center of the room stood a stone pedestal, upon which rested an ancient book. The snowman approached it cautiously, his eyes filled with both anticipation and trepidation. Inside the cave, Emma and the snowman faced traps and challenges set by the sorceress. The sorceress tested their determination and friendship, but Emma's unwavering belief in her artistry kept her going. She used her sculpting skills to outsmart the sorceress, creating intricate sculptures that disrupted her spells and weakened her powers. With each sculpture, Emma felt a surge of energy, a connection to the magic that flowed through her veins. She realized that her art was not just about aesthetics, it was a language of its own, capable of shaping reality. Finally, they reached the heart of the cave, where the sorceress awaited them. She was a tall and imposing figure, draped in flowing black robes that seemed to absorb the light around her. Her eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, and her voice sent shivers down Emma's spine. "So, you have come to challenge me," the sorceress sneered. "But your art is no match for my dark powers." Emma stood tall, her chisel held firmly in her hand. "I may not possess your dark powers," she said defiantly, "but I have something far more powerful, the power of imagination and creativity." The sorceress laughed mockingly. "Imagination is nothing but a child's plaything," she spat. "It holds no real power." Emma's eyes blazed with determination. "You underestimate the power of art," she said. "It has the ability to shape reality, to bring forth beauty and wonder. And I will use my art to break your curse." With those words, Emma began to sculpt. Her hands moved with a speed and precision that seemed almost supernatural. She shaped the snow into intricate patterns, each stroke infused with a touch of magic. As the sculptures took form, they began to emit a soft glow, their beauty rivaling that of the sorceress herself. The room filled with an ethereal light, banishing the darkness that had consumed it for centuries. As the curse was lifted, the snowman transformed into his true form, a powerful wizard. The cave filled with light, banishing the darkness that had consumed it for centuries. Emma felt a surge of joy and accomplishment as she witnessed the transformation. The wizard expressed his gratitude to Emma for her bravery and talent. He explained that her artistry had not only set him free, but had also restored his powers. As a token of his appreciation, he presented her with a magical snowflake pendant, a symbol of her journey and newfound belief in the power of art. Emma held the pendant in her hands, its delicate beauty sparkling in the light. She could feel the magic coursing through it, connecting her to a world of endless possibilities. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. "I never imagined that my art could have such power." The wizard smiled warmly. "Your art is a reflection of your soul," he said. "And within your soul lies an untapped well of magic. Never forget the power that lies within you." With those words, the wizard bid Emma farewell, disappearing into a swirl of snowflakes. Emma stood there, her heart filled with gratitude and wonder. She knew that her journey had only just begun. Word of Emma's bravery and talent spread like wildfire throughout the village. Tourists flocked from far and wide to witness the enchantment of her sculptures. The village thrived, its once humble streets transformed into a bustling hub of creativity and wonder. Emma's sculptures dotted the landscape, each one more magical than the last. They seemed to capture the very essence of winter, radiating a magical aura that touched the hearts of all who beheld them. People marveled at the intricacy of her work, the way she captured the delicate details of nature in her sculptures. The village became a beacon of creativity, attracting artists from far and wide who sought to learn from Emma's mastery. Together, they created a haven where imagination reigned supreme, where art had the power to shape reality. And as Emma sculpted, she couldn't help but marvel at the beauty of winter, the glistening snow, the crisp air, and the enchanting aura that seemed to fill the village. For in her heart, she knew that true magic was not just found in fairy tales, but in the power of art and the boundless depths of imagination.